Hey, what's going on, guys? We got an X&Y Wi-Fi battle for you. Before I get right onto it, I just want to remind and ask a generous favor from all of you to leave that awesome thumbs up. I can't keep these daily battles without your generous support and thumbs up, so thank you yet again. So let's just get right onto it. I am fighting against Pauline. So really cute outfit, by the way. So Pauline's gonna lead off with Smeargle, and of course, right? Why wouldn't she? So I led off with my Thundurus. I didn't really have anything that can pretty much take out this Smeargle, so I had to just go for my Volt Switch and break it down to its Sash. So now I'm expecting the Spore, so I'm gonna switch into my Ferrothorn to eat up this Spore. However, my opponent goes for the Sticky Web, so great play on my opponent's part. So now he does have that layer of rocks, and he goes straight for the Magic Co. And I really should have saw that miles away, and I just went straight for the Stealth Rock. So now he has Sticky Webs and Stealth Rocks, all thanks to me. So he goes for a Spore, thinking maybe I might switch out, but yeah, I need this Smeargle to die like now. So at last, the Smeargle has finally fainted, but however, I have Stealth Rocks and Sticky Webs on my side of the field, so not good at all. So not really sure why she brought out the Scizor. Scizor can't really do shit to me, so I am massively defensive. So the Scizor will get hit by Iron Barbs and the Rocky Helmet. So yeah, this Scizor had more recoil damage than the actual U-turn. So it's gonna send out this goddamn thing, but at least now I can set up my Stealth Rock. So kinda too late since he did send it out, so kinda expecting the Focus Blast, or even the Thunder Wave. So I just thought I'd switch into my Horton. Even if it's a Focus Flash, I know I can take it relatively well because my Donphan is sporting that Assault Vest. So luckily he goes for a Thunder Wave, so now it's revealed he has Grass Knot, so I'm pretty sure this thing does not have HP Ice. So luckily my Assault Vest does come in handy, and I'm able to finally rapid spin away my rocks and Stick Webs. I'm so glad I can finally get rid of those goddamn entry hazards. Not to mention that Smeargle has finally fainted, so we won't be seeing Smeargle landing those Sticky Webs and Stealth Rock anymore. So I'm gonna switch into my own Thundurus because I know I can eat up this pretty much any attack. So, and not to mention his own Thundurus has Grass Knot, so I'm pretty sure he doesn't have HP Ice. So I went for a safer play and just went for the HP Ice, but now I think about it, I should just went for a Volt Switch, honestly, because his Thundurus can't do shit to me because I have Volt Absorb. So I really should have just went for a Volt Switch so I can get Switch priority, because last thing I want is yet another Aegislash. Man, I've been fighting Aegislashes all day, especially Aegislashes that have leftovers, especially physical Aegislashes too. So he predicts that I'm going to switch out really nicely and go straight for a Pursuit. Really great play on his part, and tons of crap load. So I'm going to switch out yet my Aegislash counter, my Seadra. It takes some pretty nice attacks coming from Aegislash. So he's going to go for a stance change, and he's going to go for King's Shield, and I know that because I've been fighting Aegislash 3 battles like in a row, so I knew he's going to go for a King's Shield. So instead of Scald, I went for the Disable. So now if he ever wants to go for King's Shield, he can't. So he can feel free to attack me, but he can't go back to his shield form because, well, it's Disable. So I'm going to go straight for the Scald just to maybe get that potential burn. Fortunately for him, he goes for the Toxic. So yeah, man, I'm Toxic on Aegislash yet again. I don't know what's up with all these strange Aegislash moves, but you know what? I guess it works. But not on Seadra, because Seadra does have the rest. So pretty sure he's gonna go for another King's Shield to kind of stall my Toxic. So I thought, well, I'm gonna switch into my Ferrothorn. I see why not. So, but he doesn't go for King's Shield because I forgot I disabled it. So obviously he can't. So yeah, really unnecessary for me to switch out. But you know what? Whatever. So naturally he's gonna get hurt by Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet, and I think he's still disabled. So he has no choice but to switch out because he can't use for King's Shield. So I took this opportunity to just go straight for the Leech Seed because, you know, he's gonna switch out. So anything can pretty much get Leech Seed on his team. So it's gonna send out his Medicham. Pretty sure it's a Mega Medicham. So yeah, don't want to get high jump kicked or anything like that. So, or even Drain Punch. So I'm gonna switch out into Chandelure to expect that fighting move. It'd be great if it's a high jump kick because he would just hurt himself so much. However, he does go for the Mega Evolution, so now his Magnificence has even improved even more. And he's going to go straight for Zen Headbutt, so it predicts me really nicely and completely one-shots my Chandelure. Chandelure doesn't have the best defenses, so yeah, Mega Medicham is just way too strong, so should have fucking stayed in with my Ferrothorn and eat up that Zen Headbutt, but oh well. So he's going to switch out, he doesn't want to get scalded. So he's going to switch into his Volotoes, but after those Stealth Rocks damage, this Scald is going to do quite a lot and potentially kill it. But he lives with like a speck of HP and he doesn't get a burn, so he lives another day. So I'm going to expect like an electric move or possibly Volt Switch. So I'm going to switch into my own Thundurus and absorb all that electric attack. So I'm back at pretty high HP. And not to mention the rocks are up, so my opponent has no choice but to stay in and let me kill it with a Thunderbolt. So that was pretty freaking sweet. Thundurus versus Thundurus. Obviously my Thundurus prevails. Come on. It's so obvious. So Medicham does come out and I'm thinking, this is a really close call, but I'm going to go for my Thunderbolt and I barely kill it. So luckily I was able to kill it. This Medicham can be way too problematic, so out comes the Aegislash now. I know I can't really do shit to it, but I'm gonna stay in because I'm kind of fearing that he might just go for the pursuit, but instead he goes for a King Shield, just kind of scout. So not really sure what he's planning to do. Maybe he's just checking if I'm, choice, but regardless, Thunderbolt is my best attack, so I'm gonna go into Seadra. So luckily he didn't go for a pursuit. I guess it was a little bit too obvious for him, so he's gonna go for a Toxic, but yeah, my Seadra is really toxic, and not to mention I do have that rest, so yeah, I'm not too worried too much. He can go for Swords Dance, but as long as I can get that nice, So I went for it disabled, expecting him to go for the King Shield, but turns out he's not gonna go for King Shield. He's gonna go straight for an attack. So yet again, my fellow opponent Aegislash goes for the Iron Head on my Seadra. So not really sure what's up with that, man. I feel like I'm having deja vu, man. I'm fighting like the same Aegislash, man. They just really love using the Iron Head on my Seadra. I'm not really sure why. So he's gonna switch out. I'm not really sure why. Yet again, he could have just went for a King Shield, but he does whatever he wants. I'm gonna go for a rest because, like I mentioned, I thought he's gonna go for a King Shield. So it's a good opportunity to heal up and cure my poison, but he switches out into that goddamn annoying. So I thought he might not go for a Volt Switch because I still have my Thundurus chilling back, so I thought he's gonna stay in. And even if he does hit me with that Volt Switch, I know I can live it, so I did get hit by quite a lot of damage, but it's all good. At least he doesn't get switch priority, I suppose. So really should have just switched into my Thundurus though, so sometimes over predicting is not good for you. So he's gonna go for a Bullet Punch. Not really sure why yet again, because yeah, it's already revealed first time I resist steel types. So gonna wake up and I'm gonna go for a rest because honestly I thought he's gonna do a little bit more. So not really sure if this Scizor is invested in speed either. If this Scizor is invested in speed, he might just be able to outspeed me. So he's gonna go for a Roost. So it's revealed this Scizor has U-Turn, Roost, and Bullet Punch. So not sure what his fourth move is yet. It could be Defog, it could be a Swords Dance, but yeah, he's gonna go for a U-Turn. Like I mentioned, he's not gonna do anything, so that's pretty freaking sweet. And now he's gonna send out back his Rotom, and pretty sure he's just gonna keep using Volt Switch and U-Turn. So I'm like, alright, fuck this shit. I'm not gonna over predict. I'm gonna send out my Thundurus and eat up his Volt Absorb. And unfortunately, he goes for the Hydro Pump. Quick this out really nicely this time. And I live with barely any attack, and I go for a Volt Switch because I know Thunderbolt might not kill, so yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and go back into my Ferrothorn to eat up this Hydro Pump. Or a Volt Switch, and again, he predicts that really nicely, so had I stayed in with Thundurus, I could have eaten up a nice Volt Switch and heal up my attack, so... Out comes the Scizor. You know, these are my opponent's last two Pokemon, the Scizor and the Rotom-W. I'm not fearing the Scizor too much because, like I mentioned, Scizor can't do anything. He can go for U-turn, but he's gonna get hurt more than this U-turn is gonna do to me. I mean, he does have the Roost, but yeah, really no point for him to go for a U-turn. He could have just do a hard switch, so... Just kidding, my opponent also has the Aegislash, so I guess he has 3 Pokemon left, so... I went for a Leech Seed because I knew he's gonna switch out. Obviously, he shouldn't switch out to Rotom. Rotom is weak to Power Whip, so... Best bet is that Aegislash, and not to mention Aegislash might have that Sacred Sword, so... Yeah, it's all good. I'm gonna grab some more HP. Aegislash has relatively high HP, so... Yeah, I grabbed quite a lot of HP. So now he's gonna go straight for an attack. He's not even gonna go straight for a Swords Dance, and he goes for a Pursuit. Not really sure why, because Ferrothorn. I mean, I'm just gonna stay in, man. I'm just gonna let my Ferrothorn die. But turns out he's gonna go for a Pursuit. He's better off just going for the Sacred Sword. But yeah, thanks to his Blade mode, that Power Whip did quite a lot. And with those Leech Seed, I'm able to finish off this Aegislash, so a little bit better on my opponent if he had went just for a Sacred Sword, so, well, we're not even sure if he has Sacred Sword, but yeah, Pursuit was not ideal, so now I believe he only has Rotom-W and Scizor left, so yet he brings out his Scizor. Obviously he's gonna go for Roost because he's below half, any other person would, right? So I'm gonna go straight for my Leech Seed because this Scizor does resist all my attacks, so my best attack is Leech Seed, honestly, so I'm gonna grab just a little bit of HP. Anything will really do, honestly. Leech Seed is not really to harm your opponent, it's just more to heal you myself, so I know he's gonna go for U-turn. I mean, there's only 2 things the Scizor can really do, just Roost and U-turn, but yeah, it's not going too well since he's getting hurt by all that recoil damage, so he decides to go into his Rotom now. I could have went to a Power Whip, but like I mentioned, not sure if he was going to switch out, so the safer bet, I guess, just go for Leech Seed. Well, actually, he would have switched out anyway, so Leech Seed, yeah, his Scizor was already landed with Leech Seed, so didn't really matter. I'm expecting him to go for the Will-O-Wisp because, well, he only has a speck of HP left and the rocks are up, so his best bet is actually just to burn me before he dies, so there's really no point for him to switch out or anything like that, so I knew he's gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp, so I sent out my Seadra, and yeah, it turns out really well, and Leech Seed does finish off this Rotom, so that's pretty freaking sweet, and now his last Pokemon, or her last Pokemon, is Scizor, and you know, I still have my Seadra and my Ferrothorn, which are pretty much Scizor counters, so I am fast asleep, so the Scizor does have the chance to go for the Roost, but I'm just itching to wake up and go for a Scald and burn this motherfucking lobster. It's gonna go for a Bullet Punch because it's revealed the Scizor is probably slower than me, so I went for the Disabled, not really sure why, because I thought he's gonna go for the U-turn or whatnot, or I don't know, I thought he's gonna outspeed me, but turns out actually I outspeed him, so this Scizor is not invested in any attack, so, I mean in any speed, so gonna go for his Toxic. I mean, that's fine and all, I mean, I guess it just pressures me to go for Rest, but yeah, I'm gonna go for my second Scald. No, it's gonna do a decent amount, and luckily I do get that awesome burn, and fortunately for me, my opponent goes for U-turn and not Roost, and that U-turn does nothing, so I'm going to outspeed this Scizor and finish it off with another Scald, so props and kudos for my opponents to stay the very end. Even I don't do that. Even I don't do that. I have to shamefully admit that, so there you have it. Thank you, Pauline, for bringing such an excellent team. So thank you, viewers, and please be sure to leave that awesome like. I need that generous support. I can't keep these battles, these daily battles, without that awesome support of yours. So thank you yet again, and stay tuned for more X&Y Wi-Fi battles. I'm out of here.